Hello and welcome to Mid-Minnesota Federal Credit Union's annual meeting. Your attendance here today in person and virtually is important as a member and owner. In front of you, or as a link in your email invite for those attending virtually, you'll find a copy of our annual report, which is right here, that provides a summary of the milestones that were achieved in 2021. During this meeting, myself and others will share most detail on how your credit union is achieving the mission of earning member loyalty by providing them resources to improve their financial well-being. A few in-house keeping reminders as we begin. For those attending virtually, please use the chat feature to share any questions or comments, and they'll be relayed to the speaker and read into the microphone for all to hear. For those here in the room with me, there's this bright colored sheets at your table for you to write down any comments or questions, then hold them up and a staff member will collect them and bring them to the speaker to read and answer. We'll begin today with prizes. Names were randomly selected from those who RSVP'd for the annual meeting. Winners can be seen on the screen. Those attending in person were given your prize when you checked in, and those virtually attending will be mailed your prize. What sets Mid-Minnesota apart from other financial institutions is that you are a member owner. You have a vested interest in our success. Any profits are returned in our membership in the form of higher dividend rates, lower rates on loans, and additional technology and growth in services. We can accomplish this through expert staff and dedicated volunteers. Mid-Minnesota's board of directors is comprised of unpaid volunteers who take on the fiduciary responsibility in setting the direction of the credit union policy and strategic priorities. The board consists of member owners from the various communities throughout our field of membership. Please hold your applause until I've recognized all of our volunteer board members. Theresa Goble, board chair. Rhonda Smith, vice chair. Angela Roby, second vice chair. Mark Corwin-Kaczynski, secretary. Jeff Gorvin, director. Greg Lang, director. And unable to be with us in person today is Todd Fromming, director. Mike Paulus, director, and Sarah Spear, director. So please join me in a round of applause for our board members. One of the key differences between a credit union and a bank is that credit unions elect members to serve on the board of directors and various committees. These elected officials are unpaid. They're volunteer representatives of the membership at large. Mid-Minnesota is also guided by our supervisory committee. And please stand if you are a member of the supervisory committee and if you are a community advisory council. Okay. Thank you, Bill. Lastly, we also have a technology advisory council whose purpose is to enhance Mid-Minnesota's digital member experience, and a special thanks to those volunteers who provided input to make our online experiences with MMFCU better. So if you could please stand if you're on technology council. Thank you. If you are interested in volunteering on any of the credit union committees, just please let me know. And now I would like to introduce our board chair, Theresa Goble.
Thank you, Chuck. It is my privilege to call to order the 66th annual meeting of the Mid-Minnesota Federal Credit Union. The purpose of this meeting is to give us, as members owners, the opportunity to learn about our financial condition and to determine what is good for our success in the future. Your questions, like Chuck said, are always welcome. If you're a virtual attendee, please use the chat function. And if you're in person, these blue cards. Has the vice chair established whether there is a quorum present? Rhonda?
I was getting the numbers as we speak. Ms. Chairwoman, there are 78 members in attendance in person and at least 25 that are participating virtually.
Thank you,
We have a
Rhonda.
quorum.
That is a great number of people. Thank you. Now I will entertain a motion to dispense with the reading and the approval of the minutes from the last annual meeting. We have a motion. Is there a second? Any discussion? The meeting minutes are approved. I will now take the opportunity to share with you my annual report. It is my honor and privilege to share with you a few of the milestones from 2021. Chuck shared Mid-Minnesota Federal Credit Union's mission just a few minutes ago. That, coupled with our core values of personal responsibility, integrity, sense of community, and teamwork, are what form the foundation of your credit union. Early in 2021, Mid-Minnesota reached two significant milestones: the number of member owners we serve, and the money they entrust us with. Roberto became our 50,000th member owner by financing a 2010 Dodge Ram 1500 bought at a local dealership. Our 80 dealer partners are an important way to serve our communities and grow the number of members that we serve. Growth is happening here at your credit union. Deposits continue to grow as members trust us with their money and come to us when they want to make a purchase. In 2021, members trusted us with $600 million of their hard-earned dollars. Just think, it took Mid-Minnesota 39 years to grow to be 50 million in assets and another 7 years to be 100 million. This is incredible when you think of all the individual members this impacts. This fall, your board of directors affirmed 3 strategic direction statements to guide the priorities of Mid-Minnesota through 2021. Through 2023, I mean. Mid-Minnesota has supportive leadership team, our CEO, our executive management team, and the board of directors that encourages new ideas, develops employees, and continues to promote Mid-Minnesota's strong culture. Mid-Minnesota has received approval, researched, branch, product, service structure, and through budget considerations has strengthened net worth to safely and effectively expand into new geographic locations. Including digital channels, Mid-Minnesota ensures a consistent, easy, and quality member assurance across all delivery channels. Chuck will share more about the work taking place in support of each of these areas in his report. Speaking of Chuck, as we anticipate his retirement in 2023, I know. Your board of directors has selected D. Hilton as the consulting group to lead us through the process of finding the next CEO. There is a great deal of confidence in this partnership since D. Hilton has supported Mid-Minnesota for more than 3 decades, including the hiring of Chuck 19 years ago. We will use our mission, our values, and our strategic plan as foundational elements for this process. This transition in leadership is significant as we look to our future. More will be shared with members as the selection is made. But first, we have an opportunity to pause and celebrate. Last fall, the Minnesota Credit Union Network presented the 2021 Outstanding Credit Union Professional of the Year Award to our very own President and CEO, Chuck Albrecht. This award is given annually to a remarkable person who truly stands behind the people helping people credit union philosophy. Join me as we watch a 3-minute tribute video shared during the award ceremony.
You know, this past 19 years that I've been at the credit union, this has been the best job that I've ever had. And it's because of the team of individuals that I have here at the credit union. I have truly been blessed to have the folks that I work with.
I've known Chuck for 50 years, since he was 15 years old and came to work for my mom and dad at our Dairy Queen right here in Brainerd. He took his work seriously. He had a good and positive attitude. He was great with the customers at the Dairy Queen, and he could put a heck of a curl on top of a cone.
What we look for in a CEO is basically set out in our core values, which I believe Chuck exemplifies. Those core values are personal responsibility, integrity, a sense of community, and then also teamwork. Chuck is involved in the community in many facets. I think that's one of the reasons why Minnesota has grown like it has, because everyone who knows or meets Chuck trusts him, trusts his judgment, can see that he is a man of integrity.
When I came on the board around the year 2000, we were at about $92 million in assets. And then in that time, since Chuck's been on the board, we've grown from that $92 million in assets and about 5 branches to close to $600 million in assets and 10 branches now. And I don't know if we'd have gotten there without Chuck in his role as our CEO.
He is such a leader. The employees love him, and as a board member, we all love him too. He's just a great guy, and he represents everything that a leader and a professional CEO could represent.
Chuck may have started as a banker, but he definitely is a credit union person through and through.
With our mission of serving our members and improving their financial well-being and focusing on each one of them individually, it just is much more rewarding. In the words of my friend Bill Raker, who recently retired, Bill told me the first week, he said, "Chuck, you're going to absolutely love this job because every day when you go to work, you're going to work to help somebody."
Chuck, on behalf of the board, I would like to say congratulations to you. We are very proud of you. You are very deserving of this recognition. We thank you for your many years of successful service to us.
Chuck, we're so proud of you. We appreciate everything, and we know you deserve this. Congratulations.
Well, Chuck, it's been an amazing last 20 years having you at the helm of the credit union. It's been incredible to watch the growth of this institution, your growth in this role, and the leadership you've provided. So congratulations and thank you.
As you heard in the video, Chuck started out as a banker. We are so happy he finally saw the light and moved over to the credit union side. In celebration of this award, the board of directors presented Chuck with a red maple tree as a reminder of the lasting impact he has made at Mid-Minnesota and the credit union industry in all. Please join me again in congratulating him. Mid-Minnesota is doing considerably better than other credit unions across the country. Why is that? Our people, our focus on our mission to improve financial well-being, growth that the communities we serve are experiencing, and dedicated member owners, all of these things. So we continue to stay the course in how we do business by serving our member owners and caring for our valued team members. As a member owner, I want to say thank you to all of you for choosing Mid-Minnesota Federal Credit Union. I am proud to serve on your board of directors and grateful for the opportunity to represent all 54,000 plus members. Please let me know if you have any questions on anything that's been presented so far. Okay, if not, I'd like to reintroduce Chuck for his president's message.
Thank you, Theresa. I was humbled at the Outstanding Professional of the Year award by the Minnesota Credit Union Network. When I joined the credit union in January of 2003, field of membership areas that we covered served all of Crow Wing County, along with certain townships, cities, and businesses in Cass, Douglas, Morrison, Todd, and Wadena counties. I'm so proud of the work that has been done with the board and our team to now be an organization serving 53,000 plus members in 10 counties who are trusting us with over $600 million in assets. The credit union philosophy of people helping people is the driver of what we do every day. Whether it's meeting with our members to improve their financial well-being, being active in our communities for the betterment of its citizens, or developing the skills of fellow team members, all of these demonstrate the credit union philosophy. This is a philosophy worth preserving. Thank you to the members who reached out to the representatives this past fall regarding the proposed change in the IRS reporting requirements. This was removed from the federal budget following intense advocacy by credit union members to protect the privacy of individuals. I encourage you to sign up for alerts from the great grassroots team. And there's this card right here. If you're not a member of GREAT, I encourage you to fill it out. This way we can contact you when there's issues like this. As I, along with your leadership team, plan for the priority of projects we work on in 2021 and this current year, our mission of improving the financial well-being of our members provided the constant guide. There are, however, many unknowns and economic aspects out of our control. Rates, how will they change this year? Rising slowly over time or quickly rebounding to pre-COVID levels? Well, we know the rates have jumped, they've doubled in a year. Consumer spending, will saving balances continue to grow? Is there pent-up spending, all that will occur? Has a new normal been established in which savings balances will remain high? Consumer goods. Will there continue to be inventory shortages in vehicles, homes, and other consumer goods? Are delivery channels changing as consumers have migrated to online services? But there are things that we can be certain of and have chosen to invest based on the strategic priorities provided by our board of directors. Leadership. We focus on hiring people who share our values and then support them through training and helping them to see Mid-Minnesota as a place to belong and grow. This past year, we invested more in career development, coaching, and sharing examples of success stories. Our sense of community was lived out in ways too numerous to count by giving of our time, talent, and treasure exceeding $100,000 in grants, donations, and scholarships provided back into the communities we serve. Next month, actually it will be announced soon already, Mid-Minnesota will be presented the 2022 Award in Philanthropy by the Brainerd Lakes Area Community Foundation. This award recognizes the efforts of individual, couple, family, or an organization who have significantly contributed to the field of philanthropy. In addition to dollars, community engagement and in education is budgeted and staffed because it is core to our mission to improve financial well-being. Mid-Minnesota provides over 10 hours per week of financial education to high schools and other nonprofits as to high schools and other nonprofits, as well as an 18-week, one credit course at the Brainerd Learning Center called Money Smarts. MMFCU also offers a poverty simulation to the community that provides participants a view of living a month as someone in poverty, offering an exercise in empathy and how each of us can support those struggling in our community. High school students enjoy the Mad City Money Simulation to experience real-world budgeting, where students are assigned a job, a family, debt, and bills, and they must visit booths such as a car dealer, housing, grocery store, insurance, and fun to live within a budget. We provide volunteers and materials in all of these activities at no charge because of our values around giving back to the community and helping to teach financial literacy. Expansion. In early 2021, we completed the remodel of our busiest office in downtown Brainerd. These changes provided more privacy for our members meeting with staff, increased safety and security, creating parking that is adjacent to the building, and added an enhanced education room used for developing staff, as well as providing financial education to those in our community. As part of our expansion to Otter Tail County, we are currently building our 12th full-service office in Fergus Falls in the high-traffic area near Aldi's and Fleet Farm. We've hired local team members to serve that community, and we look forward to opening the office later this year. We're currently remodeling the Little Falls office, which includes finishing workspace on the second floor. When construction is complete, members will have more privacy when meeting with staff in enclosed offices. The lobby area will be larger and more open for increased safety and privacy. Mid-Minnesota will have finished space on 2 floors, so more of our team members can work in Little Falls and be part of our great community. Finally, just this month, we opened a full-service office in Wadena. This was part of a merger with the Wadena Federal Credit Union. Their members approved April 12th. In 7 weeks, through amazing teamwork, we welcomed 1,400 new members, transitioned their 2,000 accounts, and put technology infrastructure in place in the existing Wadena Federal Credit Union office, recruited and trained local staff, and merged the financials of our 2 organizations. I'm proud to say these members are being served well, and we're poised to grow to serve the Wadena community. Experience. Members applied for more than 16,000 accounts online in 2021. Last fall, we simplified this experience and upgraded the online application process. Special thanks to our advisory and technology council members who tested these applications and provided feedback. We helped another 259 local businesses keep their employees working, securing $5,377,000 in PPP funding invested back into our local communities. We continue to keep security increased security to keep our system safe. Our members are at risk, and so are we as a financial institution. These are very real threats and are combated through strengthened systems and education to our members to be aware of these new threats. Early this year, we launched a tool to help members achieve their savings goals called Roundup Savings. When you make a purchase with your Mid-Minnesota debit card, Roundup Savings will round your purchase to the nearest dollar and deposit that money into your savings account at the end of each day. Coming yet this year are 2 additional changes to improve the member experience. A new partner for printing and mailing the monthly statements has been selected, and this will improve the timely distribution of statements and the quality of envelopes. Our digital branch, or commonly called our website, MMFCU.org, serves more than 200,000 visitors a year. The large undertaking of creating and launching an updated website began in 2021 and is coming this fall. Watch for a simplified design, easier to use, and the information you want and take action, to find that information you want and to take action. Watch for updates on both of these items. These sound like big things, and they are. And we can do big things. We have experts within our organization. We have strong industry and community partners. We are an organization that's made up of great people with shared values, integrity, teamwork, sense of community, and personal responsibility. A personal experience I had elk hunting last fall serves as a reminder of this. When a situation I was in changed dramatically, teamwork and personal responsibility resulted in a once-in-a-lifetime experience in which I went from being the hunter to a rescuer of an immature elk stuck in a wallow. I'm going to leave script right now, folks, just to give you the, as my wife would say, give them the short version. So I love elk hunting. It's archery. And I have 2 friends that I elk hunt with in Colorado in September. And one morning I had a bull elk that I was trying to call in. And so I was set up waiting for him to come in. And all of a sudden I could hear water splashing below me. And I knew down below me was a meadow. And in that meadow was a wallow. And a wallow was a muddy area where the bull elk like to go and roll around in. And so I thought, well, maybe the bull I was calling in went down to the wallow. So I snuck down to the wallow area and I stayed in the woods and I looked, and sure enough, there was an elk in the wallow, but it was not a bull. And so as I watched it for a couple of minutes, I could notice that this animal could not get out of the wallow. So I radioed my partner, Jay, who was about 0.6 of a mile away. We're at 10,800 feet, high elevation, heavy timbered woods. And I said, Jay, there's an elk stuck in the wallow and we got to get it out. It's going to die in there. And so it took him about 45 minutes to get there. And in that 45 minutes, what I watched was an animal that was struggling and it couldn't get out. No matter how hard it tried, it could not get out of that wallow. And I have to tell you, that 45 minutes went on like an eternity for me watching that animal struggle. Jay got there, we walked down, we grabbed a couple logs, we threw them in to create a ramp for the animal to maybe walk out of there. Well, the animal wanted nothing to do with us. Sometimes our members don't want to listen when we tell them this is a scam. You are not going to get all this money. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's not easy to tell somebody no on a loan because we know it's not the best thing for them, but we're there to help them. We're doing that with integrity, personal responsibility. So as Jay and I were reviewing the situation, I grabbed a rope out of my backpack and I tied one end to a small log and the rope to the other end of the small log. And we brought the log up behind the animal. Jay was on one side of the wallow, I'm on the other side, and we're able to get it to a corner of the wallow. Now, when you look at this picture, the distance between the grass level and down to the liquid is probably 18 to 24 inches. Jay and I are 64 years old. We got this animal over to a corner. What are we going to do? We can't put a rope on him because if he gets out and runs away, it's got a rope on it, and that'd be worse yet. So we knelt down on our hands and knees. He on one side of the animal, me on the other. We're 18 to 24 inches above the elk. And there are only two things that you can grab on the elk: the ears. And we grabbed the ears and we started pulling. And it was the hardest tug of war that I'd ever been in, pulling this 350-pound animal out of mud. And we were yelling at each other just like you do in tug of war. Pull, 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 pull hard. And finally, as soon as we could, we put our arms around its neck. We got better leverage and we pulled it out. And I'm thinking the whole time that, if this animal comes alive, we could probably get injured by these hooves, and we're 2 miles off the road, and, but the animal was exhausted. It's like our members sometimes are exhausted from what they face with the trials that they have, whether it's a budget problem, they need some guidance. The animal was exhausted. Its legs were underneath it. It took about 10 to 15 seconds that it stood up on very wobbly legs, could hardly stand up. The adrenaline kicked in. And by the way, when it stood up, we could really see how tall this was compared to us. And it's a tall animal. It took off and it ran off into the woods free. It had freedom. And Jay and I let out the loudest yells of joy for the freedom of this elk being free. I've never shot a bull elk with my bull, but this was probably the greatest experience that I ever had. So we just kind of looked at each other at that time and said, what did we just do? And so it was very unique. Short version is I sent it in the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, and our story got printed into the January and February issue. And I titled it Catch and Release. So there's a lot of guys that have shot an elk, but there haven't been very many that have had a catch and release to it. And, just besides, the experience that it had for me freeing this elk is I had to drive back from Colorado, and I couldn't get it out of my mind. And I just have to say, on a personal note, it really caused me to reflect on my personal faith journey that each one of us can have by the grace of Christ. So it was a wonderful experience. Sometimes people don't want help, but we know when they accept help, they're given freedom. And so it was a great experience with that. Every day we encounter a different member story. It may be a member without a credit score that is unable to get a car loan. It may be a member struggling to budget their finances. It may be a parent trying to determine how to pay for college for their children. It might be a member approaching retirement and how to navigate that new chapter of life. And it may be a member looking to purchase their first home. It might be a member business looking for financing to expand the business. All these situations, our staff are here to help them through their personal situations. I share this with you now, just as I did all the MMFCU staff, because this coming year, we may ask the same of us to adapt based on things out of our control, to work together, to help others. One member's saving funds, another member's loan, they need to buy a home or a vehicle in order to get to work. This is the credit union philosophy of people helping people. I'm so proud of Mid-Minnesota Federal Credit Union and what we've accomplished in 2021 and already in 2022. And as I reflect on my career, there are three things that I would like to share. First, and you heard a little bit of it in the video, but during my first week, I attended Ray Burnett's retirement party in the Minneapolis area. And Bill Raker was president of US Federal. And he told me, Chuck, you're going to love this job because every day when you go to work, you're going to work to help somebody. And these words have resonated with me, not only in providing purpose each day, but supporting our mission of improving our members' financial well-being. I always reference our mission as why we get up and go to work each day. This also fits with the credit union philosophy. Each day, our staff are here to serve our members with integrity, personal responsibility, teamwork, and that sense of community. Secondly, the continued growth and expansion has been a key to the credit union being able to weather recession, COVID, and other economic challenges in the past 19 years. By growing, we've been able to invest in technology to keep our members' accounts safe, provide additional services, and ensure the credit union continues to strive. During COVID, our real estate department was able to serve record numbers of households in refinancing their homes in order to improve the monthly cash flow of each household. The business services department was able to serve over 250 businesses in PPP loans to support small businesses during COVID. Each year, additional technology is utilized to keep our members safe. None of these items would have been accomplished without the growth and support of the membership over these many years. A credit union that is not growing will not be viable in the future. Additionally, keys to the success of the credit union over these past 19 years has been the committed service of our board of directors who guide our direction, our supervisory committee who oversees the safety of the credit union operations, and our advisory and technology councils who provide important feedback in how we can better serve our members. Additionally, our staff have been loyal to fulfilling our mission through the observance and practice every day of our core values. Our board of directors has supported the initiatives to invest in our employees, training, and to ensure the quality of service to the membership is enhanced and that we are proactive in our succession planning efforts, which in turn provide career opportunities to our employees. And lastly, we would not have the success without the support of the members. The pooling of resources from each of us as member owners has helped the credit union to succeed. I've truly been blessed to have served as the CEO of this credit union. The members, the directors, and the staff of this credit union are truly amazing. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. I would now like to introduce Bill Bailey, our chairman of the supervisory committee, with the report of the auditor.
Good afternoon. Financial statement audit was performed as of December 31, 2021. There were no findings or issues encountered during the audit. The audit firm has issued an unqualified opinion, which is the highest assurance they can give us, and we should be proud of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. There being no old business to report from our previous meeting, we will proceed to new business. Is there any new business to come before the membership? Seeing none, okay. I'd like to introduce Greg Lang of the board's nominating committee.
The nominating committee reports that we have received no new additional nominations from the membership. Our nominees include Jeff Corbin, Todd Froming, and Sarah Spear, who are elected to three-year terms on our board of directors. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. And also thank you to Jeff, Todd, and Sarah for their continued service on our board. Thank you to all of our member owners who joined us for this meeting, virtually and in person. I am looking for a motion to adjourn the meeting. And a second? The meeting is adjourned. For all of you in person, just stay for just a second here. The plants on each table are to be given away to somebody at each table. You decide at the table who gets what. Just the plant, not the board. The board is Arrowwoods. Also, as we heard in the video, Chuck's first job was at Dairy Queen. So to continue celebrate that great career, starting out at that wonderful place, as you leave today, you will each be given a dilly bar. Mid-Minnesota Federal Credit Union's 66th annual meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.